Welcome back to another round of playing the Wizards with myself, Saruman versus Radagast. Okay, when we last left off, Saruman had heeded the call of nature, the lure of the call of nature, the lure of nature, and left off with the information on how to reforge Elendil's sword and also the Palantir of Minas Tirith. So that was a sad thing that happened. We can, so we need to so first everyone untaps. Let's do that. Untap. And then we need to reorganize. We're using up too much general influence, so we have to reorganize everyone. I think that which factions did we not pull over here? The Tower Guard. We didn't do the Tower Guard, so they may not be. I want to move towards the south with Aragorn and Boromir, and to start recruiting some of these southern factions. So, yeah, I think I want to move to the south with Aragorn and Boromir. But we can't make it there in one turn. We're in the Woden foothills. We can't make it to Anfalas in one turn. Most definitely not. So we're gonna just go. A company of two, but they're pretty strong. I'm a little worried about alone and unadvised. That could mess up our day pretty bad. But surely they don't have that card in their hand. Okay, so yeah, they're going to go to Edelond, and then let me resort this company. They still have their fellowship intact, but Amber. Okay. And then they'll go and try and pick up the white tree, probably at the Glittering Caves. Okay. That sounds like a plan. We're in recovery mode without Saruman. Okay, yeah, that sounds like a plan. So, we will go to Edelond with this company. And we will go to the Glittering Caves with this company. Okay. And let's move with Aragorn and Boromir first. Okay, so they're moving to Edelond. We can draw one. Our opponent can draw two. The site path is Wilderness, Borderlands, free domain, Borderlands, Wilderness. So double Wilderness, Borderlands, free domain, haven to haven. Okay, and we can draw one. Our warriors. And we can draw two, Nenya, and the Lure of the Senses. Okay, here we go. So, Alone and Unadvised says that playable on a non-wizard, non-ring wraith in a company with 3 or fewer characters, the target makes a corruption check at the end of the movement hazard phase for each region he moved through. All of his corruption checks are modified by the number of characters in his company. During the organization phase, he may tap to remove this card. Okay. Discard if his company becomes 4 or more. Okay, so we're going to play Alone and Unadvised on Aragorn. Can't remember, was that the card that blew him up last time? That's one. We could play one more. We could play a corruption card on Boromir too. Let's see. Makes a corruption check. Alright. Forces a corruption check when he's at a haven. Seems like insult to injury, but the cards aren't doing us much good sitting in our hand. We can save Muster Disperses for the next company. But yeah, this might be just Alone and Unadvised might be the killing blow. Okay, and we'll play Lure of the Senses on Boromir. Okay, and that's all we have to play. So we have 8. If we had a Sage, we could play Marvel's Told to try and get rid of this Alone and Unadvised. We do not, though, and we are moving through 6 regions because of the haven to haven movement. Oh boy. Okay. Yep. This might be the end of Saruman's plans. Yeah, Alone and Unadvised. Okay. So there's nothing we can do to prevent what's coming. So we arrive at the end of our movement hazard phase. Oh boy. I think I'll discard Sun. And okay, here we are. Let's do it. So these corruption checks, we have to make 6 corruption checks. Pretty awful. And he has 6 corruption points. But it's modified. Each of these corruption checks is modified by the number of characters in the company. So it goes down to 4. So we've just got to roll higher than 4 6 times in a row. Oh boy. Okay, let's see. Stranger things have happened. We can try. Okay. All right, 6 times in a row. Let's do it. Number 1. Well, Boromir could tap for one of these, but fine. We'll tap Boromir for... No, we're going to do the first one without Boromir. Let's see. All right. And he rolls a 10. Okay. Second one. Which one of these is Boromir going to help on? Which one doesn't feel lucky? I think this one feels lucky. Maybe not. I don't know. If you lose the first one, then the others don't matter. So I'm going to tap Boromir for this one. Let's see what happens. Okay, so now it's down to 3. Has to roll 3 or better, or 3 or lower. He rolls a 5. Okay. All right. Number 3. 7. Number 4. 12. Number 5. 9. And number 6. 8. Oh my lord, he made it. Wow. Okay. He made it. Okay. Jeez Louise. Oh boy. Okay. Wow, that was rough. All right. Well, we can't do any more moving around until we get rid of that card. But then if we sit in the haven, that's going to put Boromir at risk. I'd rather lose Boromir, to be honest. Okay. Oh my lord, that was nerve-wracking. All right. And so we've arrived. Discard down. Okay. Okay, and now we're ready to do the movement for this one. By the way, I attempted to look up whether or not the site taps if you don't play the faction. I couldn't. I think what I found, what Google told me was that it doesn't tap the site if you don't play the faction. So I don't know. I'm going to assume that's correct, and we're going to put this back into, when we leave, we're going to put this back into the site deck. But for now, we've got to get to the Glittering Caves. So we're leaving from Lorien, and we're going to the Gap of Isen. So our site path is free. Lorien, Rohan, Gap of Isen. So We're leaving out of a waterhold, going to a ruined lair, and we're moving free domain, borderlands. Okay. Hopefully there won't be too many dragons playable at that. That kind of side path. Let's hope not. Okay, and we can draw... you know what, I should have probably... Anyway. We can draw 1, our opponent can draw 2. Ireth, okay, over here. Many turns and doublings. And another cock crows, okay. Okay, so... yeah, so we can't play the Rain Drake. We can't play Dragon. We could put the Rain Drake under Summons from Long Sleep. That's a possibility. Maybe we do that. I don't see the harm. It's like a sword of Damocles. Okay, I just have to remember it's there. Help me remember. And we can play Lure of Expedience on Théoden. Okay. And we can play Mustard Disperses, right? Well, let's see. If we play... How many unused general influence do they have? They have 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Okay. All right. So, great time to play Mustard Disperses. So we're going to play Mustard Disperses on the Rangers of Ithilien. And, yeah, they have to roll greater than an 11, and they only get a +1 modifier. Okay, so let's do that. And they rolled a 7, so the Rangers are discarded. That's all we have to play on them, so we can... Draw up to 8. Another fog. Gee, 2 fogs, okay. And then we discard something. We discard something. What do we discard? Maybe we discard Choking Shadows. Okay. Okay, and we've arrived. At the Glittering Caves. And there's a automatic attack of 1 strike with a prowess of 9. Okay, and then every time we have forced a corruption check every time we acquire an item. Okay, so, but we have base 2, so we're in pretty good shape. Or not base 2, we have modified 2. Okay, so let's say that Théoden is going to tap to face the strike. I think Théoden's the one to do it. Yeah, he's going to have 6 to beat a 9. If he taps... Yeah, let's do Hema instead. I don't want Théoden to get in trouble. Alright, so Hema's got 5. And he rolls a 5, so he beats it. And then we will tap the site and play the Sapling of the White Tree. Amber will tap the site to play the Sapling of the White Tree. Okay. And great. Okay. And yeah, pretty sad that the Rangers disappeared on us. I need to discard that. But we did what we did what we came to do at the site, and so now we can discard 1 and draw up. I may bring Ireth in at Edelond or somewhere. Yeah, I may bring Ireth in just to have her here and try and get rid of Marvel. Use Marvel's Toll to get rid of something. Okay, so I'm not going to discard her. I don't think I'll discard anyone. So we'll just draw up. Muster disperse. We need to find... All right, maybe we can get them back. Okay, and other side. I don't think we need 2 cock crows. Mouth of Sauron. Okay. Okay, and so that's the end of their turn. Now we're back over here at the Iron Hill Dwarfhold. We need to get back to a haven. Pronto. We may... What else do we need to do? I don't know what else we'll do. We need to get to a haven. Okay. We could go back to, I guess we could go back to Lorien. I think that actually, if you can have multiple companies at a haven. I mean, you know, I know you can have more than one haven of the same haven card in your play deck. I don't want to deal with that because it's just extra cards on the table. But I think you can have extra more than one company at a haven. So we could go back to Lorien without, and also bring Galadriel in without messing things up too much. Let's see, I've got 13, so yeah, that's the maximum number he can account for. If we bring Galadriel in, we have 17, so that does make us a little vulnerable to muster disperses. It does mean we can keep an extra card in our hand, and I think that might be worth it. Yeah, I think so. So let's do that. Let's have Galadriel come in at Lorien. Now we can keep 9 cards in our hand. And I guess we'll just go back to Lorien. This company, she'll stay in Lorien for this, and they'll go to Lorien. And I'm going to keep them in separate companies so as not to blow up the Fellowship. So, but I think that's fine. Okay, so we are moving back to Lorien, and so let's deal with let's deal with these guys first. And so we can draw 2, 3, 4, 5, up to 5, and our opponent can draw 3. Okay, so let's draw. One, 2, that's a good one. 3, 4, muster. 5. Okay, smoke rings. Bring 1 card from your sideboard or discard into the play deck and shuffle. We could bring Gates of Mourning back in. That might not be the worst idea. Okay, and we have 3. We can draw 1 Lucky Strike, 2 Muster Disperses. All right, we get 2 of those in our hand, and 3 the Horn of Arnor. Not Arnor, Arnor. Okay. Okay, so we can. Now they're using up, what did we say? 17. Yeah, so we should be able to disperse a couple of their factions right now. Hopefully. And there's not much they can do about it. We've got all the hazard limit in the world. So, yeah. Let's do it. Okay, muster disperses. We're going to disperse the Iron Hill Dwarves. And let's see, they have, I just said 3 plus 6. Yep, we did it. They are discarded. Haha. And then we're going to try again with the, I guess all the rest of them are 2. So let's just get the one that's furthest away, hardest to recruit. Let's do the Men of Dale. Muster disperses on the Men of Dale. They rolled a 8, 9, 10, 11. It says if they're less than 11. Less than 11. Okay. So that didn't work. Okay. We got rid of those dwarves. They just recruited. So trying to claw our way back. All right. And now we can come at them with some orcs. Let's see. Oh yeah, minion stir's done. So orc warriors, 3 strikes of 7. Yeah, orc warriors, 3 strikes of 7. That is it's not amazing. I think they would, I mean, we need that to do the warband too. I don't want to hand them any points. Yeah, we're not going to do that. So, okay. All right, and we discard 1, and now we are. They've arrived. Okay, and I'm going to play Smoke Rings to bring Gates of Mourning back in to the play deck. This is before their movement hazard phase is over. And then I'm going to discard many turns and doublings. I'm going to keep all these. Keep all these. Probably want to keep this one. The Hound, I don't know. Muster, I might want to keep. I don't think Fog is gonna. All right, we're gonna discard the Hound and Fog. Fog is, well, Gates of Mourning. Cock Crows. Both of these are Gates of Mourning dependent. Yeah. I mean, I just shuffled one back in, but who knows when that's going to come up. Ugh, I hate to do it, but okay. All right. And we've arrived in Lorien. Okay. And now it's Galadriel's turn. And she's not moving, but, oh wait, I didn't need to discard. Didn't need to discard, I can keep 9, I gotta remember that, 9, all right, I'm gonna not discard Cockcrows, okay. And then it's Galadriel's turn, and so she's not moving, but they can still play hazards. And I will play the Witch King. And do we tap immediately? Yeah, let's tap immediately to play Double Vigilance. Shuffle that into the play deck. Okay, and now that's the end of her movement hazard phase. We bring our hand back up to 8, Riders of Rohan. Okay, and so that's the end of Galadriel's movement hazard phase, and now we're in the sight phase, and then we will, so we're at the end of turn phase, and we will discard 1 and draw up. Whew. I can't remember what's left in the play deck. We put a bunch of, we definitely put some, maybe not muster. Maybe not muster. Okay. Draw. Another Dragon's Desolation. Okay. All right. And over here, yeah, so we'll recruit the men of Infalas, we'll recruit the Riders of Rohan, we'll try and claw our way back out of this pit, but I really need Saruman to get back in the game, so let's discard Lucky Strike. Well, yeah. When we start back, it's going to be our turn. So maybe we discard an orc. I don't know. No. Let's discard Lucky Strike. Alright, Eyes of the Shadow. Okay, this is a card, an environment only if Gates of Mourning is not in play. It's not. The Hazard limit is increased by 2 for companies with a size of less than 4 that also contains a wizard or non-ranger mind more than 6. Okay. All right. So something that increases the hazard limit. Okay. And that's the end of the round.